That Nakamura theme stuck in my head. Matt, thank you. His New Japan one.
Oh, that's a good one. I have in my head.
Hello. It's Thursday. We are making it through this week somehow, guys. As always, I'm your host, Matt. I got Ben from Colorado right next to me.
What's up?
And on Zoom, we have the Codfather, Ryan Coddington. And, of course, the Hitman himself, Jeff Hall.
Hello.
And we got quite a fair bit to kind of talk about tonight. We got 3 shows that happened this week to talk about. I think that's going to be a lot, just between Impact, NXT, and AEW. And we have a bit of news coming out today, and just kind of in general. First thing I'm going to start up with is, has everyone seen the Adam Cole blow up on the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually haven't. I was kind of busy today at work, weirdly. But yeah, I
Think of a
actually
job or
haven't.
something.
Is it terrible? Is it bad? Is it
No, quick rundown
The
is
question
Pat is just kind of talking with Cole about how Cole's the longest reigning NXT champ and how
But it's thanks to the stable and not necessarily him, and he's small.
Yeah. And then
so McAfee was bashing him?
Yeah. McAfee was like, "Yeah, I'm the greatest punter of the decade,
And I'm the only one who punts on my team.
so I did it alone. But you're the longest reigning champ because most of your matches had your stablemates in it."
And this isn't a work, right? This is a
that's kind of the question.
The question.
And then
because at the end of it, Cole kind of goes on a not safe for work kind of tirade.
Yeah,
nothing that can be used
drops some F-bombs.
Yeah.
I need to see this thing now.
McAfee calls him small.
And that kind of sets him off.
Yeah, and Cole just shoves the microphone down, gets up in Pat's face, and is like,
what?
When did this happen? Like, it was live today?
Today, yeah.
This morning.
And then there's another guy on his show. I don't really watch his show, honestly. But walks up to try and like de-escalate and tell Cole to calm down, and he gives him a little shove.
Cole gives him a shove.
Everybody speculating as to whether it's a work or a shoot.
So,
the wrestling world we live in, where I can listen to 58 minutes of Joey Ryan today, but have no idea Cole's going off the handle on a Pat McAfee show. Jeez.
well, one is significantly better
It's
than
because
the other.
Adam Cole's not doing dick flips.
also
not doing a number
fair.
of things that we're not going to talk about.
yeah, one of them isn't, in the center of controversy.
Yeah.
Touch it, photo ops.
So, Jesus. So that's kind of the question: is this real, or are we all being worked? There's a rumor that McAfee is going to give Adam Cole the send off at Takeover 30 or Triple X, whatever we're going to call it here.
Oh God, yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like that's kind of what got Cole heated too. Is like, is that McAfee was saying like, oh, I've been training with Cena's coach and Brock Lesnar's coach, and I have a ring at home.
McAfee's gonna wrestle.
He was signed to wrestle like years ago. Honestly, when he left the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that also kind of got him a little heated. So now, it's whether it's a work or a shoot, and is this what we're gonna get? And are you gonna bury Cole on the way out?
Well, yeah. If Cole's gone, you're burying him.
Cole's getting buried on the way out no matter what, whether it's Pat McAfee or, I don't know, Brooklyn Brawler. It doesn't matter. He's getting buried on the way out.
Doing him dirty.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I at least hope it's a wrestler, not Pat McAfee. And no knock on him, but...
If it's going to be anybody after you watch it, you'll say, oh, you're going to get Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee at TakeOver 30. And with the news that Vince is getting even more on hands with the NXT brand, it doesn't surprise me.
Well, here's kind of okay. So here's my first question: do you guys think work, or is this real? Shoot or work?
I can't say because I got to see it first.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
It sounds like, man, I'm gonna always see. I'm old school, so I'm always gonna shoot towards work. But I gotta put eyes on it.
Yeah.
So without swaying you one way or the other, Jeff, have you? Well, wait. Have you ever seen any of Pat McAfee's show?
Yes.
Okay, so you know that even though that he can be eccentric, but he's always very respectful.
Yeah. The ironic thing is, I was about to say like shout out to Pat McAfee because he does a great show. I was literally about to say that before you guys told me, because he really does.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Yeah. Which is why I think this is an absolute work. From the clips that I've seen, he does a tremendous job of kind of towing that line between professionalism and keeping it light on his show.
Yes.
So
no, see, I haven't seen it, but I would try to use my wrestling brain, and I think Cole going off is not so much what you need to look at. You need to pay attention to McAfee. You know what I'm saying? Because Cole's going to be Cole. He's going to be himself. So like him getting mad and going off the handle, that doesn't surprise me. It's McAfee that you need to watch and judge. Is he over the top or is it? What I'm saying?
That's where this kind of gets interesting. Is that like he went on Twitter afterwards and was like, "No, but seriously, screw that guy." Like he raised hell even out. He broke equipment on his way out.
I know what I'm doing after the podcast.
So yeah, like the last minute or so, McAfee's talking with his crew, and he's like, "If I go out there, is he gonna try and fight me?" And you're kind of laughing because it's the way that McAfee is portraying this.
How long did this go? How long was this? How long?
I mean, they started.
The clip I watched was about 15 minutes.
But Cole was on there like 30 minutes before that, or like you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know the exact timeline of how long he was on there. Here's kind of my thing that's holding me up. That's kind of got me twisted on this one. So, from everything I've read before, Adam Cole is the utmost professional. Like he doesn't have a whole lot of stories of him going off the handle. He's not known for like going after people backstage.
I've met him like a ton of times, like before, like Ring of Honor, Adam Cole, and like he's really not a bad dude. Like he's a really, really good dude who's really, really good at being a heel.
so that's kind of my first like. I don't think Adam Cole would lose his mind
over being called small.
Well,
that might get to him. That might get to him.
Well, yeah, I remember Road Dogg too was like if Adam Cole was 6 foot 210, he'd be Universal Champion right now.
True. Yeah.
So I feel like people constantly saying that.
This sounds like a work to me.
Well,
I Go ahead.
You're good.
The only thing
I hate to say that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like work. My only thing is like, if you were gonna use it for a work, why are you gonna? WWE wouldn't sign off on him dropping all the F-bombs because they can't put those in a video promo.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of my like.
Yeah, but they don't need to though. If it was me, they'll put some music behind him and they'll just show him, there'll be a VTR of him just tearing up, whatever he did in the studio with their music on it.
Yeah, it'll be.
And really, if you think about it the other way, it's smart. Let it be real, because then you're not necessarily, you're pushing your narrative, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're letting the internet, you're letting guys like us, schmucks like us, talk about it and bounce it around, and that's what you really want. If it's a work, then that's what you really want.
I just sent you the video link so you can watch it when we're done.
Okay.
So there you go. And Ryan, if you get an opportunity, maybe later, can you put that in the Facebook comments?
Heck yeah.
All right. So that we'll pin that to the top if you guys haven't seen that. We'll move on here to our next little news segment here. AEW is going to have a women's tag team tournament.
Love it.
Now I am all for this as long as this doesn't become a tag title.
Mm-mm. It was stated that it will be for a trophy, but not for titles, which I think is the correct decision.
Yeah, I think if you do like a Dusty Rhodes Classic thing, where like maybe you get an opportunity, or the tag team that wins it will fight for an opportunity to face the champion or something.
I think this is just an opportunity to push Brandy and Allie.
I think you're wrong. No.
No.
But think about this, and I don't know if you saw this. Eva Lisa and Diamante, weren't they? They've tag teamed on the World. I think that was the whole point of having them face off against yesterday. Is that hey, we're planting the seed now. These guys have teamed together. I think you probably can use that tournament where you can split them up finally, where you get that payoff, but I don't think they win it.
I think Ben's correct. I don't think they're going to win, but it would. What's better? What's second best? So second best is having Allie and Brandy losing, to their own devices in the end. You know what I'm saying? Which is in turn still worse.
They've been pushing them hard on Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've been forming all kinds of different teams in AEW, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very indifferent about this because many different people on this very show at various points throughout the last year have said that AEW's women's division is not very strong.
Yeah.
And while I think it's a good decision to put them all in one boat, my problem now becomes the quality of matches we're getting, especially since probably a handful of these women haven't, been in tag matches.
Well, I think also
I'm sure they'll clean it up as they get closer to the start of this thing. But my concern is there enough depth to have 16 women? And what is the ring and what is the match quality going to look like?
No, I agree with you 100%. If you'll know the first 3 or 4 matches, exactly what you just said, Ryan. You'll know in the first 2 or 3. Yeah, the first 2 or 3 matches, you'll know which way this is going to splinter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's fine. Again, it's fine if they're using this as like a reshuffle or like, I mean, not a redo, but like a, hey, we got all these women in. We're going to have a tag.
Or girls.
Yeah, we're going to have a tag team tournament, so you can show you all these girls, and then once it's over with, kind of a reboot of the tag division. Because last was it this week or last week when what's her face is supposed to or like they were like, Nyla Rose, has Vicky. It kind of was like, hey, they also outed themselves too. Like, hey, we don't have anybody else for you to wrestle, so Nyla Rose is up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
here we go. And now they're just going to make it a tag match, player.
Yo, wait. Are Vicky and Nyla Rose going to be a tag team and Nyla Rose is just going to mow through everybody?
Only if the Undertaker's there.
Only the Undertaker.
Do we get a Terry Long appearance? That would be pretty
Theodore Long, dude, copyright.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Theodore Stretch. Figure something out.
Yeah, and the thing is with this is
Jeff Teddy.
is it's being built and there's not a lot of names, so this may be a really good opportunity to establish some of these names that we've been seeing on Dark or being enhancement talent on Dynamite. It's a really good opportunity if it's booked correctly.
Ryan's thinking of his girl Anna Jay over there.
I am. You want to know why? Because she is the star of the show.
She is.
Whether or not she joins the Dark Order,
she's a cult member.
She will always be the star of the show.
I agree. Hopefully they use this as a resetting or reshuffling the deck, if you will.
I think that will be important here. I think that needs to happen coming up. All right, let's go to ratings this week. I know we don't talk about these that much, but we need to talk about the Raw ratings this week. Last Thursday, we talked about how they hit their lowest numbers in a hot minute, and really, they didn't do much better this week. It was higher, but I believe it's a 1.6 something. The highest was that first hour where they got a 1.74. So we talk a lot about the demo. All right. And we talk about how important the demo is. Raw tied the show's lowest ever average in the demo, coming through with a 0.46. Does anyone want to guess which match that was?
Oh, I want you to tell me.
Was it the Bailey?
No.
Nail my balls, please.
Nail
them to the piece of board like you like to do.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of these two guys, honestly. I mean, they've kind of newcomers. They've been here for a little bit. Not sure if they've had a match against each other before, though.
Cup of coffee.
Or if it's been released on YouTube several times of all of their matches.
This was the lowest?
This was the lowest, and it was the main event
Yeah, I was
And-
about to
Gosh,
say.
gosh, gosh.
It was Big Show versus Randy Orton in an unsanctioned match.
Yeah, because it's not
Oh,
2009.
and I'm sorry, I did a
Yeah.
.42, not a .46.
Yeah, but
0.42.
still, it's not 2009.
Yeah, these guys are. I don't want to say on their back nine, but they're past.
I believe that Randy Orton can still call a match
Yeah,
in the ring and it'll be passable.
I think Orton's fine, but I think
would rather watch the Big Show than watch anything that he does in the ring anymore. And that should say something.
well, and I think Big Show, and I think he's joked about this. He thinks it's a bad idea, from my understanding, but Big Show should probably be a dude who's working in the Performance Center at this point, helping the big guys.
No,
Um,
Yeah.
either that or give him. He's still serviceable. I mean, the Giant
Yeah.
or moniker has fell off of him, but like if you were to give him a good 6-month run as like somebody's bodyguard or something like that,
Yeah.
he would be fine. Like like if you wanted to give him one last hurrah before he goes out, yeah, he could still do that. Great, you know what I'm saying? But this started like 3 or 4 years ago, where they just started trotting him out there, like, and you're going to face the Big Show, and they actually did that with Jericho a little bit too when he was hot and cold toward the end there, like
Yeah.
It just, I believe, and I'm waiting for the looks on this one, but Meltzer and Alvarez were talking about this, and it's WWE has a nostalgia problem. They're so focused on bringing in these older talents to come and perform. We also saw the beginning of a new Nation of Domination, because Ron Simmons showed up on Raw, despite being in the age range where he could be affected pretty roughly by COVID. But yeah, Ron Simmons was like, hey, I like what you're doing to MVP and Bobby Lashley. And also Shelton Benjamin joined that group
Yeah.
after he won the
who's the new
24/7 title.
24/7 champion. Yep.
hold on. So
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
exactly what you think it is, Jeff. It's your favorite thing.
What is it, Jeff?
all the black people together.
Hey, don't worry. It's only a matter of time before they absorb Ricochet, Cedric Alexander,
Apollo.
and R-Truth. And then you know what? Throw Mustafa Ali in there. Why
He'll
not?
be the Owen
Well,
Hart of the group.
He's brown, so yeah.
He's not white.
He is not
throw-
a nugget.
Throw them together. Put red, yellow, and green on them, or black, green, and red, and they'll be your token black people faction.
There you go.
But that was
Unfortunately.
so that's where that happened. And it's not good. It's not a good look. Once again, you're not building new stars. You're not doing anything to keep people from watching. They've seen this match before, so why should we care? I'm
and
not trying to be this kind of negative, but it's just kind of the truth.
No, but I agree, and you are absolutely right. WWE has a huge nostalgia issue.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
and
Meltzer
I
and
think
Alvarez. I
that-
can't claim that.
Oh no, that's fine. Whoever said it, agree or disagree, it's fact. And the reason being is that even though AEW from time to time suffers the same fate, they are using the bigger names more effectively and still pushing the younger guys.
Managers.
Yeah,
They're using him as managers,
That's-
not this weird one-off spin like I like what you're doing, or
Jake
That-
Snake is gonna come out and kill Darby Allin on next Wednesday.
I mean, I wish, but whatever.
Well, here,
That's
let me put
why-
it this way: Jake Snake's gonna kill Sammy Guevara next Wednesday.
that's
Oh
where I'm at.
no!
That's where I'm at with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with using nostalgia, but they never use like the right one.
they don't do it properly either.
Yeah, it's gotta be done well.
Yeah. You can use it until the cows come home. You just got to use it, tastefully.
Even when they bring back The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, they don't really use it to push a guy. It's more like, hey, here's what I'm doing, and here's what's next.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Stone Cold back, and Byron Saxon's gonna become a cheerleader. We have no idea why.
Yeah.
And
Austin 316 Day. That's why.
Well,
And
and
Stone
Austin
Cold's
316 was in what year?
read cue cards.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not
Yeah,
trying
Austin
to be.
316 Day though was created this year.
That's kind of my point,
I-
though. So,
and
like,
I had
Yeah,
Jeff,
exactly.
you were gonna spend money to go. How old is
Oh.
Austin 316?
I had already spent them. I was going, Jack. Trust and believe that. And the scumbag city that they call Pittsburgh. But yeah, I was gonna go.
We're gonna have a fight here on Zoom.
I'm not saying I disagree with you, Jeff, but we know where my loyalties lie.
And we're gonna go to Wednesday
night. Stone Cold, he's always gonna draw. But
you keep going to the well. No one else is gonna be there.
No, you can go to the Stone Cold well as many times as you want. That's good money. But when you mess that up in the sense of like, if Stone Cold's going to come on and do his thing, that's fine. Let him do his thing. But then you bring him on and he's reading cue cards and like, it just was weird. It was weird and it wasn't right and a lot of problems.
Jeff, Sydney just wants to
No, we're not gonna give Sydney the time of day.
He just wants to tell you to watch your mouth.
Wow.
He is a Steelers fan.
So moving on with the ratings.
I'm sitting right here.
moving on with the ratings, we gotta talk about Wednesday night because there was a beating this Wednesday night in ratings. Jeff, have you seen these yet?
Yeah, I've seen the ratings. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm gonna listen. I'm Mr. Continuity. I'm gonna tell everybody like I told everybody a couple weeks ago. Demos do matter. I understand that. But back in the day when WCW and WWE were beating each other, nobody said anything about, well, we won the demos. Everybody can miss me with the demos. Yes, I understand that they do matter, but all that matters is did you win or did you lose? And again, AEW won, that's fine. They won. Just like WWE, I don't want to hear them telling me about like, oh, well, we won the 50 to. I don't want to hear that.
They always win the 50 up.
Well,
yeah,
that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, did you win the ratings or did you lose the ratings? I really think we should be talking about on how they're maybe because of COVID, but talk about how they're down, into the 600s and 700s when they're in the 9s when this thing first jumped off. I mean, we haven't really touched on that, but
yeah,
that's
I think a decent portion that's COVID right now. Everything is suffering rating wise. Unless you're a news channel, everything is down.
I think you're right, but see, I was thinking that like more people are home, more people would watch and go to the show.
See, that's the general. That is similar to what I thought.
I don't know, I don't know ratings, so who knows?
Honestly, I got interested because it's also about. Go ahead.
But that stuff misleading too, because like the way they read like the Nielsen boxes and like shares, it's a lot of. I was listening to Cornette one time, and he said the same thing. He said they were working one time with the cable company or whoever the provider was, like you said about ratings and stuff like that. Yeah. He said, and then the cable company ended up getting tipped off that wrestling was a work, and then like something happened with the numbers that WWE saw and realized that like, okay, well those can be worked too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So both businesses were kind of exposed to each other because something had happened. Yeah. So,
No, I'll say this because I had to do my fair share of research as we started this. The only shows that are really doing well right now is news because
it's the news.
It's 2020. We can go into all the horrible things that are happening. I'm wondering what's going to happen in August. I have money on Sharknado.
See, I have Sharknado in September.
That's fair. But
I didn't put it on my bingo board.
Got put on the bingo board. So, unless you're the news, there's only one other show that's really doing better than it is. Do you guys want to guess? Because it's not wrestling.
NCIS.
No, it's not SVU either.
Oh no!
It is Guy Fieri. We're taking you to Flavortown.
I'm going to Flavortown, baby.
He is beating everyone in the ratings.
Is it good?
So
good because he's doing
I don't know which show.
Is it Grocery Games or Triple D? Because that is an important question.
I don't know.
I don't think it matters.
So,
I think that the thing that matters is that he is doing throughout his shows a lot of donation and a lot of work to get people back to work.
Mm-hmm. That is great.
Props to Guy Fieri.
Yeah, there's a petition for Columbus, Ohio to be renamed to Flavortown.
Yeah.
But let's talk these AEW NXT numbers because we haven't actually said them. AEW won big, 845,000 to NXT's 615.
Okay, so
large
back
gap.
to
So back to what it has been for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Other than when a certain Dean Ambrose / Sammy Guevara have been off TV. That's all I'm saying.
So,
I think it's great,
And 2
if
minutes
you think
ago,
about if you think about both shows side by side, and you look at them on paper, I mean, you clearly want to watch AEW.
Yeah.
The only legitimate thing that I care about when it came to NXT was the announcement by Regal at the beginning of the show, and that was only because rumors were swirling that he was going to have to step down as GM.
Oh,
yeah, happy that wasn't the case. But we'll get into NXT
Yeah.
here in about 2 seconds. Last thing here for ratings is Brody Lee 2 minutes ago just put out, I got into the business purely for the ratings. So there's the Dark Order perspective there. Let's go into another thing here, because I don't know if we've actually even acknowledged this. I don't know if we've talked about this in the group chat either. Has anyone seen there was a significant number of WWE shares that were sold from WWE executives ahead of next week's earning reports?
this is
came out
after
yesterday.
this is after the ones that they sold like a month or two ago.
This
or
came out
remember they sold-
yesterday. Vince McMahon
Oh,
sold
no.
12,762 shares worth roughly almost 600,000. Triple H and Stephanie together about 22,000. Kevin
Okay.
Dunn 22,000, and then a lot of your non execs, but not well-known execs outside of those four, roughly together here for about, I don't know, almost 10,000.
we're looking more 9.
6.7,
So-
2.6, and then 100.
It sounds like either there's
I said
well, two
roughly. It's
things.
fine.
Yeah.
Either they're selling because something's coming, or well, something is coming. You know,
Roughly.
yeah,
Yeah,
no
let's push it up.
It's
matter
always
what.
coming. It's 2020.
Yeah. Yes, something's coming. So, but it's for me, it's two things. It's either nefarious or it isn't. You know, so either
No, I
they're
agree.
selling their shares because Disney, who runs the world, is going to buy them, or they're selling their shares because they're gonna, I don't know, like switch to like a
They're gonna
minority
be
something, and
Fox
that's going to be
full-time.
a tax break or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's usually how these things. Well, big corporations. That's usually how these things works. Oh, well, we sold a
I'm-
bunch of shares to this,
Yeah.
and now we don't have to pay this and this. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think
Aren't they
it's
getting
interesting.
ready to do like another
Next week is the
tier
earning
of the,
reports.
Of the, aren't they? No, well, aren't they getting ready to do another tier of the network as well?
Yeah, that's being discussed pretty heavily. So I wonder if there's going to be a tier
Yeah.
of watch former material, watch the current live, and then you're going to add Evolve, and I think it was WX or XWX.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other one was.
Something like that.
Damn it!
Yeah, and
They're
Jeff,
gonna get my money.
Jeff, I told
Time
you,
to chip in your $9.99, buddy.
Jeff.
Oh, they're gonna
no,
get
no,
everything.
don't chip in. Steal Ryan's. Don't
Yeah,
give them more than what they
everybody steal
deserve.
Mine. Steal mine because I use it for work.
There you go. Exactly.
Oh, I've got it because I'm a glutton for punishment. But
Nah. Don't pay them more than what they deserve. Jeff, do you want to take 2 minutes to discuss the Joey Ryan video? And I'm just gonna leave this one on you because I haven't watched all of it. I stopped after. about
okay,
5
so
minutes.
I'm gonna keep it PG. So pretty much, you watch the Joey Ryan video, and just when people are, I'm not gonna say some of the things he's done or accused of. Well, some of the stuff he admitted to, so he did it. I gotta want to say it here because I just don't know I don't know who's listening, so I'm gonna keep it PG. But pretty much, it was him not being self-aware. What he was accused of groping women or grooming and doing all those things, and he tells you how he's innocent on all 20 of his accounts, is exactly what he was accused of, and is exactly correct. Again, now I don't, my views speak for me and maybe not for PWO, but if you have, anything between the 6 inches of your ears and you listen to this interview, you'll realize that this guy is a piece of work. He's exactly what I said he has been and always will be. But yeah, it's really, really interesting. It's not interesting. It's also sad, but I mean, so you got stuff on there with him. Well, I'm just gonna leave it. But having sex with women in different ways, pushing, making passes, and then saying, "Oh, well, yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't have done that." Well, yeah, you can apologize, but you still did it. You know what I mean? Like, it's still out there.
The one
So
thing
I did not watch it. yet.
It's gonna
gonna
blow
try
your
and-
mind.
I'm in the
It
same
is-
boat as you, Ryan.
53 minutes long.
So just as a honest question, watching this could you sense any sincerity about any of the things that he was talking about?
No, it's a guy that's like completely like unaware, like in the sense of like, oh, okay, like one of his instances, like, hey, this girl was my friend, she was giving me signs, so I made a pass on her, and I sent her a text message saying I wanted to do blah 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 blah, and she said no, which was a good thing, and I didn't act on it. Well, yeah, but that's what you should have done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just makes it sound like,
So
yeah. He
Here
makes it
is-
sound like he's some good Samaritan because he didn't. When he gets to the point of the brick wall, he's a good Samaritan because he didn't climb over it. He actually backed off. Like,
We're giving this prick way too much time.
we are,
Let's
we
go.
are,
Yeah,
but
we can go.
I do
We
want
can
to
go,
say
we
just
can go.
one.
Sorry.
I want to say one thing, and
You
the only
said that
reason
and I was checked out.
sorry.
I do want to say one thing, and just because this the person actually has talked with us on Twitter, like us personally, but one of the people who was accused, or has accused, sorry, has put out there that he says in the video, he was trying to get closer to this individual to get, signed or with this promotion, whereas the person, the one who has accused him. Sorry, I'm trying my best to kind of word this and make sure it's very clear on who I'm talking about. So the person who he is essentially trying to use to get into this promotion has been there for less than a year, and he had already wrestled there. It to me reeks a lot of, I'm sorry I got caught, and let me explain to you what I was trying to do.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to sound like a butthole because I don't know if we can cuss anymore, but like, stop
I
blaming
don't.
things on mental health. Like,
Mhm.
yes, that's a thing, but don't do bad, nefarious stuff, and then you get caught for it, and now all of a sudden you've got mental problems. You don't. You're being
Yeah.
a creep. Like, sorry,
Mhm.
call it for what it is.
Calling a spade a spade.
There
Yeah.
was the thunder. It means it is time to talk some Impact.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a turn here. We're done talking about that guy. We're done with him. If you want to watch the video, it's on Facebook or YouTube.
Your minds are going to be blown. I can't wait for the text queue. Your minds are going to be blown.
All right. So, Impact. Everyone back on the Impact train this week,
Yeah.
following a very
They better be.
successful Slammiversary. Unfortunately, Impact did not do well enough in the ratings to get into the top 150. So we don't know exactly how well they did or how much of an increase, but they were up about 7,000 additional people watching on Twitch. So I didn't realize that they're also still putting shows out on Twitch and Access.
Good for them.
It kind of makes me wonder if, Anthem now owns Access, so I wonder if they'll stay with Access or try and get someone that's going to be more reachable from other companies. But show opens up with an EC3 pre-taped vignette, even though he's not officially signed with the company as they're trying to tell us, but everyone's kind of assuming.
He doesn't work there. He doesn't work here.
That was my argument,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Um,
That was my argument.
But it was a very solid promo, and he said, "Tonight I'm living in this moment, and you've been warned." And show starts. Start right off with an X Division Championship match: Willie Mack versus Chris Bay.
The Beyblade himself, Chris Bay.
Mm.
I didn't know I was alone in the studio now. So, Chris Bay retains, and kind of catches
The
Willie
right
Mack.
decision.
I think it was the right decision. You don't want to overturn that immediately. Now, what
Yeah.
is kind of concerning to me is Willie Mack went on Twitter and kind of was like, in the words of the late Vader, I'm a fat sack of blank and I suck. Bye.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh
if
yeah,
this is-
you didn't see that?
So I don't know if this is Angle or maybe not with Impact. I hope still with Impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that some other promotions that are still going live, the top to the middle top of the card is very crowded.
Yeah.
I think he's in a perfect spot to be launched into that upper echelon of Impact main eventers.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. Following that, Good Brothers officially announced not officially announced, but they officially come out in the Impact Zone. They are dressed by Austin and Fulton. They interrupt them. We get a little clearing of the ring. It's gonna be set up down the road, but we're gonna get them versus just cutting ahead here. It's gonna be them, Good Brothers versus Reno Scum next week in their first official match. Reno Scum tries to attack them in the parking lot. So, Tasha Steelz and Kyrie Hogan lose to Havoc and Nevaeh by disqualification. Steelz, I believe, grabs a chair and hits Havoc. Doesn't phase her. Havoc still drops Hogan with a tombstone.
Weakest chair shot ever.
Yeah, I wonder if that was by design, though, because the plan was to keep her standing up.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to waste time.
I'm not a huge fan of their women's division. I think you have a couple that are above average, and the rest is either right at average or just below average. There's nobody that really stands out in my eyes. I think that Kylie Ray and possibly even Taya Valkyrie stand above the rest. Madison Rain can get off a commentary. And everybody else can go home.
Rhino squashed Hernandez in a couple of seconds. Following up, I don't really think this was meant to really be a match as much as it was supposed to be about he wasn't there to answer Heath's phone call.
Yeah.
Eddie Edwards addresses his championship victory, says he's got to be a fighting champion because it's only been defended like 5 times this year, or I can't remember how long he said it's been. So Eddie Edwards was interrupted by Eric Young. Eric Young starts the fighting. That leads towards it's going to be Trey Miguel versus Eddie Edwards next week with a backstage segment.
God, you need to put some respect on Eddie Edwards, okay?
Oh, he can take his Boston Knee party and just go away.
I'll say this:
he is a charisma vacuum.
If he cuts his hair,
he couldn't talk his way out of an empty room.
If he cuts his hair and puts on actual wrestling pants and not, half joggers, maybe.
Well, he's been crazy ever since Sammy literally cracked his damn eye.
Yeah,
socket.
I don't care. I want him
so
to be
maybe
better.
It's like
maybe Sammy needs to do it again.
You get hit in the head once, you go crazy. You get hit in the head again, everything's
exactly.
Get back the other way.
Following that, we get the TNA World Championship match, not the Impact World Championship, TNA World Championship. Falaba versus Moose, and of course, Moose wins. I love everything about Moose except for the headband.
Stupid finish.
See,
I don't like the flip.
I don't like the rolling spear, but it works with him because he's a former football player. Whatever. I'm not gonna nitpick that, but he's at least decent in ring, and everything else he does is interesting.
Oh yeah,
I don't mind. Yeah. I don't mind the spear because he's huge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Following the match, EC3 appears in the ring, drops him with a reverse DDT, and leaves through the stands.
Who doesn't even work here?
He doesn't even work here. Yeah, Josh Matthews is horrible.
They had a promo earlier on in the night too. How it's Heath can't get in the front door.
Yeah, he's not on the list
because he's not signed. Why is EC3 in the building? Why is there not?
Well, because they hinted at that there at the end.
Yeah.
Heath Slater snuck in because Jimmy Jacobs left the door a little too wide open. So look, Heath snuck in at Slammiversary. My argument is I think everybody gets one right now. Everybody gets one sneaky entrance in. Let's talk the main event here. It was Motor City Machine Guns versus the North. This is fun.
This would easily be my number 10 on matches of the year.
Solid.
This was a lot of fun. This was a really fun match. Obviously I want these guys to do it again. I want to roll back.
I learned today that my dad does not like the North.
What? How do you not like
that? Means they're doing their job.
Well, no, that makes sense because you don't like Canadians.
Yeah.
It's
That
true.
makes a lot of sense.
It's absolutely true.
This is why the North is still the greatest tag team.
Matt, they're not the champs
Yeah.
anymore.
They don't need to be the champs.
You got to be the
They
champs
are
if you're
they
going to be the
are
greatest.
above that. I'm not gonna put down Impact. I just got back on the bandwagon.
Yeah, Impact was great.
Impact is great. Very big fans. I'm not gonna lie. I'm back in.
Do you guys remember me telling y'all this?
Look, no. It's not necessarily that
6 months ago.
yeah, but that's when
I mean-
a horrible person was their champion.
No. I mean, like with Sammy and not 6 months, but when Sammy and Cage were doing their thing, it's great.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm
Listen,
saying. They
it
need to
was
do
great.
something
I'm-
to earn back the casual hardcore fan.
Yeah,
Slammiversary
hot
was
take,
that.
though. Hot take. The whole Tessa and world title chase, I was not a fan of. It was a waste of time. Okay, because intergender wrestling, in my complete honest opinion, to jump on the bandwagon of friend of the show Camille, it's not believable,
It's
and
not.
it should not happen. So
I
all
agree
these
with you
new
100%.
WWE, so now all these new WWE rumors of Charlotte wanting to go for a men's title. No, stay in the women's division.
Stay in your lane.
Well, don't
I
say
agree.
that because that sounds a little. Let's talk NXT. Well, actually, quick question for Impact: are you watching next week?
I'm
If you're
probably
not
working.
Ryan, you watching next week?
I will.
Impact?
Unless
Impact.
I have to fall asleep for work the next day, then I always make sure to watch the YouTube clips for sure.
There you go. Jeff, you watching Impact next week?
Yes.
There we go. I like it. I'll be watching.
Also,
it.
can we just briefly we praise AEW for the depth of their tag team division? Can we put some respect on friggin' Impact's name for the amount of tag teams and the depth that they have?
They got a
Like,
number
it's
of tag
absolutely-
teams. Get rid of Falaba and TJP, and I'm down.
Oh my gosh,
That's one of
Ethan
those.
Rhino.
Well,
which
that's
you're
not
gonna get.
official yet.
You're gonna get it though.
Not when he
Motor
turns on
City
Rhino.
Machine Guns, the North. You've got Reno Scum, the Good Brothers now. You've got Ace Austin and Madman Fulton,
Are they
Willie
a tag
Mack and
team,
Rich
though?
Swan. Yeah, come on.
Nah,
yeah, they are.
if the focus is on individual accomplishments, though, I don't know if that's the thing. Are you gonna put Ace Austin in the tag title race right now, or are you gonna keep him in the
No.
world heavyweight picture?
He needs to be building
No,
a
but are you saying they're
stable.
not going to tag at all though?
No, but I don't think
No,
they're gonna be
I'm-
considered
Are
the
you
tag
saying-
division.
Are you saying though you're not going to see an Ace Austin Madman Fulton against the Good Brothers?
Yeah, we probably will, but if you're not facing,
You will.
if your goal is not to win the tag titles, I don't know what's
Yeah,
the point.
You'll see him chase for a little bit, and when they need him to go
50-50.
away from the chase, they'll put him in the tag division with
Nah,
Fulton.
he'll
He's
go
gonna
back
be
to X Division
yeah,
then, though. The
Fulton's
focus needs
gonna
to be
be more
him.
your weight.
Yeah,
I'm saying though, of all of potential tag teams,
Well,
they're deeper than everybody gives them credit for. Even
He
if
reminds-
even if they have a single star.
he reminds me of Taven so much, boy.
All right,
A lot.
NXT. Right off the bat, the Regal announcement is Keith Lee is relinquishing the NXT North American title. There's going to be a series of triple threat matches that leads to a ladder match at TakeOver Triple X.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah,
it's like we did this before.
Yeah, I'm on board with Jeff. It's also a poor managerial decision. Maybe he should have stepped down.
No, you got to do something to get both belts off him, or you can't have him
Okay,
carry
no,
both of
I'm
them.
fine. And that
Yeah, but-
wasn't Regal's decision though.
But
Nah,
this
but
is
if
why
Keith does it, it's the right choice.
this is why the thing with Naito. This is why I don't like champion versus champion, because
Mhm.
once you have the heavyweight champion, who cares what you? That's over the North American, so who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't like.
If you're gonna
because once this happens, now you got to figure out you got to book your way out of it. You know what I'm saying? Which usually doesn't go well.
Yeah, you either have to run double duty at a pay-per-view or a show, so you can
All the Seth Rollins.
yeah,
Yeah.
or you have to relinquish one.
If you're doing heavyweight champion versus somebody else's, like a different promotion or something like that, or like Ring of Honor and New Japan used to do. If you're talking like IWGPs versus Ring of Honor tag team champions, now you got me. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about a lesser title,
If it's not
why would I want that
unifying
one?
them into one belt, No purpose.
Yeah. I'm the heavyweight champ. What do I need the North American?
And like, yeah, if you're the heavyweight champ, you can't go back. If you're Intercontinental champion, winning the World Heavyweight title as well, all right, that makes sense.
That sounds like something we had already talked about.
Yeah,
We probably have.
Dexter Loomis defeated Killian Dane. Breezango as the Quebec or the Mounties, the Quebecer. I can't remember which exactly they were going for there, but they defeated Everrise, which was that tag team I can never remember.
The Mounties is what you were going for.
Yeah, it was the Mounties. You're right.
And they
Shotzi
always get their
Blackheart.
man.
Shotzi Blackheart defeated Aaliyah with Robert Stone. Shotzi Blackheart once again runs over Robert Stone, only to finally have someone join his brand, and it's Mercedes Martinez.
Huh. Interesting take.
And we get our first triple threat match to determine who's joining it. We have Bronson Reed defeating Roderick Strong and Johnny Gargano.
Poor Roddy.
You tell me those.
Yeah.
Those
So look,
three are in the first match,
and Bronson
and
Reed's
Bronson Reed's gonna win.
So here's
I'm not
the deal.
believing you 9 times out of 10.
I'm really happy that we're finally doing something with Bronson Reed because I like Bronson
Yeah.
Reed.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's the double-edged sword. Yeah, I'm fine with it. If Bronson
Um,
Reed
Listen.
doesn't burn, that's fine.
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah,
keeps
and that
also-
and that could
It shouldn't be off the back of Roddy, but whatever.
no, but
Yeah,
that
Roddy
could
got
also
pinned.
mean but that could mean a couple things though. Roddy might be going to the main roster because don't forget we're only a couple weeks away from this thing, and we're only a couple weeks away from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So
We're also a couple
they
weeks
might
away
have
from
some they might have some
Undisputed
call
Era.
ups.
being out.
You might get a Roddy to the main roster. You might get like a battle royal at the end of these triple threats for like one last spot in the ladder match. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, you're right.
We all know that Roddy's a dude, and Roddy's being underutilized
And,
right now.
and Undisputed
and that
Era
he'd be
will be the NWO and AEW.
Oh boy.
Timothy Thatcher defeated Oni Lorcan. Karrion Kross killed Dominic Dijakovic.
Shocker.
Yeah, it's sad.
And that's NXT.
Yeah.
So much for going to the main roster.
No, I think this was the main roster. Bye, Dijak. Go out on your back like everyone should.
Yeah, but
but
the
let it
way they
mean
wrote him
something.
off though.
Yeah,
and not even that. Like the
Guys.
way they wrote him off though, it's like a long-term injury.
Guys, 1 million other people watch main roster more than NXT. No one's going to know. I really hate to be that person, but look at the numbers. It's there.
I know. But just for the sake of Jet being a wrestling purist and me being me, all right, in kayfabe, Dijak should be out for at least a month.
We got the Rumbles.
I guess that means it's time to go to AEW. This thunder is a rumbling. AEW opened up with Cody and his TNT Championship defense getting completely and totally destroyed on the mic by Eddie Kingston. Also called that. And this was great. I really enjoyed this match.
You know what? This match had, the adequate amount of tax, unlike a certain match on Saturday.
Like a certain useless, can't take a choke slam anymore, hardcore piece of crap.
Jesus. This match was great,
Tommy
and
Dreamer.
being the purist that I am, it gets back to simple things, emotion.
Yeah.
Again, wrestling is built on people disliking each other, and having to settle it in the ring. So Kingston comes out, cuts a promo, says, "You know what? I don't like you. You're a piece of crap, and this is why. And now I'm going to kick your ass." And it's simple. So then they get in the ring, and now they have to settle it.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's that simple. It's literally that simple.
Stop acting like you've had to work for everything. Your dad was Dusty Dan Rose.
Yeah,
You've been given everything.
Well,
And
WWE.
I think
But
that's
you know
the
what I mean.
problem.
No, I get you, and that's
Point.
kind of the perspective. That's why I think this was so good.
No, and that's the problem with modern day wrestling, just in the sense of like, it's all that everybody's doing flips and spots and like all that stuff's fine. And even in a good bout or a good match after that, you can shake the person's hand. But I think there's less of that of what you saw last night of people just not caring about other
I'm
people
here
and
to
wanting
hurt
to
you.
hurt other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And I
don't
don't
Unless
mean
you're
like
Lance
hurt in real
Archer,
life.
it's not pretty typical.
Yeah. I don't mean hurt in
Yeah.
real life, but when you see it that way,
Yeah.
it's good. I mean, good. Look at Evil. Evil's kind of turned into the same thing. Like, hey,
Mhm.
guess what? I don't like anybody, and I'm gonna kick
Like
your
it's
ass,
in
and
his
that's
name.
that. Yeah. And
Um,
that's good wrestling.
I haven't seen this video yet, but Eddie Kingston put out a video on Twitter kind of addressing this match. I don't know if that means his AEW future. Hopefully he's signed.
Yeah.
I think he is someone
Was
who'd be
it
worth
it the one?
I
Was the
haven't
one
seen
that
it.
AEW?
Black and white.
Hold on,
I haven't
on,
seen it. I just know it was
because-
posted.
because there's been two. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh,
Because there was one that he shot post match last night, and then there was one that he put out today on Instagram.
Oh.
I only saw
I
one
saw
on
the-
Twitter.
So let me just break it down. The man has cut 3 dang good promos. Some of the best we've seen this year, in the last 12 hours to 24 hours. And if he is not signed, he needs to be signed.
Agreed. Put him with Pride and Powerful.
Hopefully,
I called it.
hopefully they do something with him because he's a serious wrestler that can get serious heat.
Mhm.
Like he's not
It's
he's
not
not
go away.
yeah. It's not go away heat, and it's not like flopping around in orange juice in the ring. Like he's serious heat and seriously
Oh
wants
my
to hurt people. No.
Right.
I'm just saying because when Pride and Powerful first came in, they were built that way. Like they were tough guys and like they were beating people up. Now there's not so much Santana, but I'm just saying let bad guys or heels be heels.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let tough guys be tough guys.
I don't have an issue if they're gonna take a comedy spot and they're gonna take a small break from being serious because I mean that's really what they were all in Impact. And as soon as they came in, we all were like, oh, okay, this is what it's gonna be. But yeah, let's get back to them being a friggin' untouchable tag team.
They're great, and they can be funny. The issue is they overdo it.
Nah, I respectfully disagree personally.
I'll give you the water spot. I thought the orange juice was a little much. Him, standing up, flopping down, flopping around like a dead
And don't
fish.
get me
That
wrong.
was making
Don't get me
fun
wrong.
of Austin in the beer truck.
I mean, I get that.
Like that's what that was. That was a callback to that.
Mhm.
I mean,
So if you're
yeah,
doing it
but
making
it's-
fun of someone or something that was iconic, I get it.
I mean, I get it, but it still looked bad on TV.
I guess
So.
I laughed. So
And the different, yeah, but again, this is where we differ. Like, again, it's a wrestling program,
Yeah.
not a sketch comedy program.
We're watching
but
wrestling.
AEW is everything. Remember, it's not just serious and sports,
Oh, trust
but it's
trust
also
me, I
comedy. Which is also why Orange Cassidy has an ESPN article. But we don't need to get into that tonight. We'll talk
I'm not
about why
doing
he's
this.
a main event draw. MJF defeated Griff Garrison after Griff Garrison tried to say, "Didn't you lose last week?" and MJF killed him. Simple.
Also,
I've got a
Griff
bone-
Garrison is being compared to Jungle Boy again by everybody.
Well, just because he looks like Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
I've got a bone to pick with this too. I have an idea.
Mm.
How about MJF on every damn week, please?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't understand what we're doing. Like, I don't care if he's just giving you a 10-second promo. How about MJF on TV every single week? I'm
Don't run
tired
it
of some
too
weeks where
thin.
we just see your biggest star sitting in the crowd, like,
Mhm.
being a dick, which is fine, but like give him a 10-second spot or something. Like he should be on television every single week.
I just don't want him being
I'm going-
overexposed.
Yeah, well, a little bit of that, but I'm going to retort. In reality, the biggest star in the company is defending the TNT title every week.
I don't think anybody disagrees with you, Ryan.
No,
And it's not Orange Cassidy. Stop.
No, it's not what I was gonna
It's
say.
not.
I was gonna say John Moxley returns and ratings go flying back up.
Fair enough.
yeah, but it's not Mox, it's Cody. It's Mox now, but like
No,
Mox
but what I'm
is-
saying is like, I mean,
I
you
still
can see it in the
disagree,
numbers.
though.
I think Cody is better in all categories personally, but the numbers are there to support it.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, debate for a Monday that we have something to talk about there.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Butcher and Blade versus Young Bucks. So Young Bucks decide we're not waiting for this match to start. We're gonna meet them in the kitchen area and we're gonna fight. A pretty nice sirloin was wasted on Nick Jackson, I believe. Maybe Matt Jackson.
Also,
one of the
shout out to the
Jacksons took a stick to
Blade.
the face.
Yeah, shout out to the Blade for washing his hands before the match started.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to stay clean or something. No cross contamination.
Yeah, there's some kind of pandemic out there or something.
Mm-hmm.
This had a lot of fun spots. Ends with Nick and Matt Jackson jumping off the stage, putting them both through the tables. They go over here. I'm not
To
gonna lie.
nobody's surprise.
I was kind of hoping Lucha Bros cost them and Butcher and Blade win, but it was a fun match. At some point, Butcher and Blade are gonna start picking up wins here.
You would think so.
Hopefully.
You would think.
I think so.
Hopefully.
You got Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela coming to join the division. There's gonna be someone who they're gonna beat. They'll beat, the non-jobbers of the Dark Order. Let's talk Diamante versus Ivelisse, because we're running out of time here, but I do think this match kind of deserves a minute. So I have two things with this. This was pumped up to a degree. I mean, it's your big women's moment of the night. Like 2 minutes in, we are showing Big Swole's promo.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing with that, show that before the match starts. Don't put it during the middle. Maybe you were overbooked on time, but find some way to put that not in the middle of that match, because it looks kind of like we shouldn't care about this. And my other thing is, these two women have faced each other a number of times. They've had better matches than what we saw on Wednesday. I don't understand why. Diamante ended up scoring the win here with a roll up out of nowhere. Just, and not like it wasn't a bad match by any means, but they've had better, and it just looked very, I don't know, slow, weak.
Yeah, it was boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that, because like we would sit here and we would go, yeah, that's AEW's women's division, but we know for a fact they've had better matches together. So part of me wonders if that's the Arn theory that we discussed. I don't know if we said that on camera. We'll discuss that more on Monday, but something's just seemed off with the two of them. Then we got Allen 5 Angels versus Adam Page. Adam Page goes over as he should.
Mm-hmm.
Brody Lee comes out and offers him to join Dark Order, since no one came out to help him when all of Dark Order was out there. Shocker. So Dark Order, well, Brody Lee and Colt Cabana takes Colt Cabana and walks away. Also, Colt Cabana has a new Colt Cabana / Dark Order shirt. It's pretty interesting. Kind of set up so that Colt's name almost looks like, like a Colt, as in what the Dark Order is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's pretty cool with the logo there. Takes them away before Dark Order goes to attack. And the first people out there to help him, FTR. And right at the end is Kenny Omega. So further kind of pushing this whole, hey, FTR's here, to kind of push the tension between Omega and Page. What's going on there? Dark Order has a title match next week, as in Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Hangman and Page and Omega. So would like to see Dark Order win that. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, they're not going to drop the belts until
All out,
Probably.
would be my assumption.
yeah.
And they need to lose them to
Big
like
ball.
FTR. Main event time, Jurassic Express versus Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Marco Stunt stopped getting in the ring. Period. Refs distracted by Hager, and Serpentico catches, I believe it was Jungle Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Luchasaurus. I think it may have been Luchasaurus, but catches him with Jericho's bat behind Aubrey's back. Jericho hits a code breaker, 1, 2, 3. Beatdown ensues. Serpentico takes off his mask, and it is Sammy Guevara. He is back from his suspension.
They needed him too.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you
Yeah.
guys this, and it's
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
out so that it wasn't him the whole time as Serpentico. That was just last night where that happened. He hasn't been wrestling under Serpentico this whole time, as far as we've
Oh,
been
yeah.
aware. Where are you guys on? Too soon, too late, right on time? He essentially had 3 weeks off, about a month from when he was initially suspended. He was suspended June 23rd, came back July 22nd.
Listen, I'm I'm a believer in, second chances. The man seems sincere in his video apology. I'm sure he underwent some sort of evaluation or sensitivity classes when he was out. I'm sure of it. And I have faith in Tony Khan and the entire AEW system. They have not done anything wrong in that regard. As far as the stuff on tape, Inner Circle needed him really bad, really bad. I think that he's the high energy guy, and they needed him more than he needs the Inner Circle, honestly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I think I agree, and I'll take it a step further and think that saying something. Okay, there's levels of saying something stupid. Did Sammy say something stupid? Yes. But obviously we've seen him enough. And if you actually have a conversation with the person that you said it about and it's hashed out and they say it's okay, I don't think he should have been suspended at all in general. Now, that obviously I know you guys know my personality. That's probably not the most popular opinion, which is fine. And that's fair. But I mean, like, again, if you have a conversation with said person and it's cool and it's fine and everybody makes an apology, then, again, no harm, no foul. As of the Inner Circle, yeah, I agree. And I've been thinking this and saying this for a while. They needed him bad. And listen, I know we all say Chris Jericho is gold and everything he does is good. But I'm not bagging on Chris Jericho, but everything he does isn't. 90% of his stuff is great, but everything he does isn't great. So I think with Sammy coming back now, you'll get Sammy's charisma and personality like you've been getting it, and less of Jericho screaming and doing this new Jericho minus Sammy. Yeah. This, just screaming on. He's great on commentary, but this screaming on commentary is just this weird screaming and outlandish Chris Jericho. I think Sammy being back will pull everything back together, and Sammy will be the charisma like he has been since he's been here.
Hopefully we get some good matches out of him too. Next week it'll be a 5-on-5 match with Jurassic Express and Best Friends versus Inner Circle, so that should be a lot of fun. Best Friends and Friends.
But can I say one more thing? Ryan, with you going back again, we see Marco stunt more than we see MJF on TV. I'm just saying.
Well, one you don't want to waste. That's my only argument.
I have faith in this match because I've said it multiple times on this show.
Wait. I don't think Marco's in this match.
And that's fine, but I'm just saying
he's not.
That's fine, but we see Marco stunt on TV more than we see MJF.
I agree.
As long as he keeps losing.
I've said it multiple times on this show that AEW is the best promotion in the world at putting on multi-man tag matches because everybody gets their spots. Nobody normally looks bad. Everybody wins.
Well, when there's no rules. When it's tornado tag all the time.
Ooh, yeah. Wait. What match is tornado tag? Is it next week?
Referee's discretion.
Yeah, referee's discretion. Always referee's discretion. Which, Ryan, you wanna plug a little here?
We forgot
what we got coming.
Yeah.
What we
forgot about Taz too.
Taz cut a promo. Yeah, setting up this match.
It.
Yeah, I don't know how I forgot about that. That was good. They kind of continued pushing the tension between Taz and Cage. Openly talked about how Cage almost fired him for throwing in the towel. Thought this was good recovery work from what happened. Darby Allin comes out to interfere, and Ricky Starks continues the partnership set up on AEW Dark. Attacks Darby Allin from behind, and both of them just beat the hell out of him till Jon Moxley hits the ring with a barbed wire bat. Next week, tornado tag.
He blasted him. Ricky Starks, I don't know that he ran so fast from the back, and by the time he was wearing loafers, he was wearing loafers. I don't know if by the time he got to him, couldn't put the brakes on. And don't be wrong, Darby is 90 pounds soaking wet, but boy,
he's like 160.
He annihilated him. He
Still
annihilated
looks
him.
more like wrestler than
he might have pulled. If you've ever seen that clip of The Rock on, do the people's elbow in the one pair of loafers,
the slide,
and then he just slides into it and just drops the elbow. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, I mean, he blasted him. I was like, "Woo!"
Oh,
I'm a fan of this
Gonna be-
pairing though. I'm hoping
I
to
love
kind of
it.
keep Taz and Ricky Stark together too. Don't let Ricky Stark get lost in there.
yeah, Ricky Starks needs to
No.
be front and center.
All right.
Yep.
So we're a little over our time here. Ryan, what's coming this weekend?
Speaking of Taz, you can see him Sunday on a brand new episode of Referee's Discretion. It is going to be ECW Heatwave 1998. You can find it on the network, WWE Network, only $9.99 a month. It is way better than what WWE is doing now or has done this year.
There we go. All right.
I mean,
and-
yeah.
So many opinions. I could just go off on WWE at this point. This coming Monday, competing with Monday Night Raw, we got another PWO top 10 coming up. And this one, we got theme here. We got theme for this one. All right. Jeff Reddy. I love it. And Ben, I'm sorry, we're going to miss you, but you're going to be replaced by Pat on Monday, who's going to be here for this one. It's
And
going
I
to
feel like the people have asked for this.
the people have.
Pat can kiss my, you know what, for continuity purposes.
You're
Go ahead.
actually going to enjoy him for this one because his number one might be your number one. So
Damn it.
this is the top 10 wrestlers who haven't wrestled in WWE since 2000. Now, if they've ever wrestled in WWE as a signed wrestler, they're done. They don't count. But if they are one-off like WWE tryout, a la the Young Bucks with their one match on Velocity or SmackDown where they ate it, still counts. OVW still counts. But if you are a signed wrestler, think Sting. Sting doesn't count. Sting's out. EC3 out. If you've signed and competed in WWE, that includes NXT, main roster, Raw, SmackDown. Evolve is good, but year 2000, work it up. Tag teams count as one pick, so you don't need to worry about Jay Briscoe outshining his brother.
Oh my gosh. So just for clarification purposes, if they were in WWE in 1999 or earlier, and then
They don't count.
left,
Nope.
So all the
They
guys that
could
just
never
had, like,
have competed in WWE as a signed wrestler.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to do some digging because I don't remember. You know, I don't know.
Oh, I
I mean,
know.
I know a ton of guys, but I just don't know who was technically signed. So
Who's-
pretty much just
and
nothing
this
but
is
like tryout matches.
Like a personal top 10. Yeah, so like
Okay.
John Moxley is out because he was Dean Ambrose there. Robert Roode out because he's still currently there. Everyone who was just recently cut out. So people who have never been signed to WWE but were only going as far back as the last 20 years.
Man, oof.
I'm surprised you're
yeah,
number
it's gonna
one.
be good.
See, I immediately thought of two people. And like I said, tag teams count as one spot. They're not going to take up two spots. So a tag team only takes up one of your top 10.
Feel
you
like
don't-
we're gonna have a lot of Ring of Honor guys.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna have a ton.
probably. And maybe a lot of New Japan guys. And maybe some AEW guys. Who knows? It's your personal top 10. But that's on Monday. And as on Monday, every countdown, every time, we always
Yeah.
put it at 10 and we're going to work our way back. Like, share, subscribe our videos. Go to YouTube. Watch Referee's Discretion this weekend. Have some fun. Leave some comments. Also, if you haven't seen the unboxing of AEW's video, or not AEW's video, AEW's mystery box that they sent to fans with the hashtag wars there, still going on. You hit that to 100. We might have some shows on wrestling memorabilia owned within the podcast. So
Yeah.
have some fun.
Really quick, Matt.
Go for it.
If you're watching this on Facebook, and you make sure you check us out on YouTube. We stream live on YouTube as well. This is an amazing bi-platform system that we have going on.
Yeah, we're building
It's
that
high-tech
YouTube
stuff.
product.
I know, right?
Building it up. So if you can't watch on Facebook, hopefully you can go watch us on YouTube. But if you're not watching us at all and you're just listening to us on podcast, we still love and admire you. We can't wait to hear from you, and we hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you all on Monday. Bye.
Referee's Discretion.
This weekend.